Hi guys, my name is Bobby and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do kind of something that was brought up for Vlogmas. So I was watching Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes, and she's doing Vlogmas where you post a video every single day from December 1st through December 25th, I believe, or 24th, somewhere in there, where you post a video every day. I myself am not participating in Vlogmas because I'm so new at this that for me to think of 24 different videos and to film them and edit them and post them every day is just too overwhelming for me. But what she did was one that was, it was like something somebody posted on Twitter, and it was posted by the Dallas Vlogs, so I'll link their Twitter down below. But they posted like a list of 24 questions, kind of like get to know you for Vlogmas 2018, and they're just random questions that you just answer as like a video idea if you're doing Vlogmas. I liked the questions so much. It was like, oh, that'd be kind of fun. It's not really a Q&A because the questions are put out for you, but it's not really a tag either because they're not all book related. So I thought I'd give it a shot. The question one is, describe yourself in one word. Shit. See, the first word that comes to mind is loud. I am just a really loud person by nature. It's just my voice. I swear to God, it's just my voice. Ever since I was a small child, my mom, like when I would just be talking to her, she'd be like, tone it down, which infuriates me because normally when I get super loud, I'm super excited about something, and now you've just stomped all over my excitement. But yeah, I'm just a generally loud person. I don't need a megaphone. I don't need a microphone. I can yell across the store and you're going to hear me. So loud is the first word that comes to mind. Loud or sarcastic, because I'm very much both. Question two is, what are you looking forward to doing this holiday season? I don't know, not much. I am such a Scrooge this time of year. First of all, I work retail. So when you work retail, Christmas and Thanksgiving suck ass. They're terrible. And I don't work like clothing store retail. I work grocery retail, but it still sucks ass. That's when you get grouchy ass people who treat you like shit, who just think that you're beneath them. So it's a really downer on the season because you just want it to be over. Because when it's over and all the stress of the holidays are gone, then people start acting like normal human beings again. So I tend to be a Scrooge. Like, I don't really do much with my family. My family's kind of spread out. My husband's family's very spread out. His dad has passed away. His mom lives in Las Vegas. His sister lives down south from us. So, I mean, she's easier to get to. But he doesn't really have that much extended family. And then my family used to be super spread out, but now it's just kind of like nobody gets along. Like, it's just one of those things, like, we can all try to get together, but it just doesn't usually work. I prefer now on Christmas just getting up in the morning, having my kids open their presents and stuff like that, and then just chilling the rest of the day and not doing anything. And because of my job, every Christmas Day night, so the night of the 25th into the 26th, I have to work a graveyard. I have to be at work at midnight from the 25th going into the 26th. So I don't get to drink. I don't get to have fun, really. Like, I have to go to bed early. So, you know, like, the holidays just really aren't my thing. Question three is, if someone wanted to understand you, what would they read, watch, and listen to? Okay, watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Let's see, if I only have to pick three. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is definitely number one. Grey's Anatomy up until season 10. After that, it's trash. And probably Supernatural. If you want that, yeah. If you want to know the most about me. Really like medical dramas. Really like supernatural like things. So that'd be watch. Let's see, read. God, there's so many. Like, how would you pick three books that would, like, describe you? Rose Madder by Stephen King. It's a good horror. It's my favorite Stephen King book. I'll be wrapping that up this month. God, anything that I read, like, seems to be, like, a lot of the horror, like Richard Lehman and stuff, you would think I was a terrible human being. So, if I would pick one of his that would be the most tame, which none of them are, would either be probably The Traveling Vampire Show. And anything else, like, to read? Probably a fantasy, like, that I really enjoy, like Red Sister or by Mark Lawrence. God, that's, like, reading, the books are really hard, because there's so many books that I love that it would just be really difficult to pick, like, just three. And as far as listen to, I'm going to list more than 3 because I'm quite the music whore. So, Pearl Jam, Foo Fighters. I have a really big thing for Dave Grohl. Any of the 90s grunge, like, that are huge. Pearl Jam's, like, probably my favorite out of the grunge scene from Seattle. But, like, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Chris Cornell's voice is one of the most unique voices. And it's so sad that he passed away. If you were going to go, like, teenager years, it'd be, like, Linkin Park. Really love them. I'm really into rock music. But then on the flip side, Tom Petty, John Mellencamp, Fleetwood Mac, stuff like that. So, I mean, I have a broad spectrum in music. I'm a huge music lover. My dad is 15 years older than my mom. They're no longer together. Probably TMI. But his music was all 60s and into the early 70s. My mom was all late 70s into the 80s. And then I'm 90s. So I got a huge stretch of music. So, I mean, really, that's like one of the hardest questions you could ask me. Question 4, on a scale from 1 to 10, how hard is it for someone to get under your skin? Ooh, that really depends. I tend to be one, I don't get angry very easy. I can get frustrated or irritated easy, but I'm not quick to anger or outburst. If you really want to get under my skin, fake sincerity is the first thing. There is a certain person that I work with who, it's all fake. It's all saccharine, fake, over the top. It's just, and you can see right through that she's completely a fake person. So that gets under my skin. But it's very hard. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably like, if 10 is like I'm really hot-tempered and 10 is not, it's probably like a 9.5. You have to really push me to really get under my skin. I'm really good at letting things roll off my back for the most part. So it's pretty hard to get under my skin, but there's certain things that are triggers that will get me right off the get-go. Most people don't know those triggers. So, but yeah, I'm not very quick to anger. It's pretty hard to get under my skin. You have to really push me. Question 5 is, what was your favorite book as a child? Ugh. See, Harry Potter wasn't until my teens, late teens, early 20s. Oh my god, what was my favorite book as a child? I'm like terrible. Like, I don't really reread books that often because Harry Potter is the only thing I've ever reread except for Rose Madder by Stephen King, and now I'm rereading some of Richard Lehman's books. But other than that, like, I don't really reread. So, like, when I was young, it was, I read all the Nancy Drew. I read all of the Garfield and Tintin comics. Those were really big. There wasn't really a series that I was really into that I had to read. Like, I wasn't really a big fan of of C.S. Lewis and his series. Why can't I think of it? Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe and all that. Like, people had bought those for me, and I'm just like, eh. But my favorite book as a child, like, I don't really have one. I did love all of Beverly Cleary's Ramona and Beezus. Like, all of those. Those were some favorites as a child. Also, all the Goosebumps were favorites as a child. And any book that was full of scary stories or ghost stories were favorites as a child. I was a complete weirdo kid. Question 6. Are you a restless sleeper? Yes, 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 I am. I was in a car accident when I was 15 years old, which my head broke the windshield. So I have a neck and back injury that has persisted. I tore both ligaments in my neck. My head is kind of a bobblehead. It's really gross. I can turn my head almost 180 degrees without forcing it with my hand. So because of that, the muscles in the back of my neck overcompensate. So they're really tight and cinch up. So when I lay on my side, my whole arm will go numb, and it doesn't matter which side, and I get in pain in the middle of the night, so I toss and turn a lot, and usually end up on my back, which usually means I end up snoring, because anybody who's on their back usually snores, which in turn makes it for restless sleep. So question 7 is, which element best represents you? Earth, wind, fire, or water? Well, I'm a water sign, so I would say water, but also earth to a degree, because I have to be near the water. I love being near the water in any capacity. Where I live, like, I literally live on an island. It's not like a Hawaii-like island, but the way it is attached, it is an island. There's a bridge that goes, the only way to get off of it that's not on a boat is a bridge on either side of the island. But we are surrounded by forest as well, and there's nothing like going into the forest for a hike after it's rained, and everything's green, and the way it smells. So I would say a combination between, like, earth and water. Question 8. Do you like cereal crunchy or soggy? Discuss. Oh my god. Crunchy. Soggy cereal is fucking disgusting. Especially as a kid, like one of my favorite cereals was Cocoa Pebbles, and that's pretty much like Rice Krispies that are cocoa, and that shit gets soggy fast. So yes, crunchy, like suck it down, eat it fast. Soggy cereal is disgusting. Number 9 is, what is your favorite scent? Like scent is in perfume, because I don't really have a favorite scent. If you're talking about scent in general, how much time do you have? Because I am a very smell-oriented person. I orient tons of smells with memories, with everything. Like, smells are really huge. Some of my favorite smells ever are fresh cut grass. Like, in the summertime with the window open and you get the nice breeze and somebody's mowing the lawn and you get that fresh grass, almost got a watermelon tint to it smell. I don't know, that's one of my favorites. The forest after it rains, that is another one of my favorite smells. There are certain smells that I associate with people in my family. Like, the smell that I associate most with my mom is menthol cigarettes and patchouli oil, because that's just, that is her smell. And anytime I smell patchouli oil or sandalwood or anything like that, I'm immediately reminded of my mom. Ooh, fresh cut pine. Like, I will have that all day. Oh, God. And I think that's part of just where I live. We are, it's called the Evergreen State for a reason. We are surrounded by pine trees everywhere, so that smell is one of my favorite smells. So number 10, talk about your name. Where did it come from? What does it mean? So my name, Bobby, is a nickname for Roberta. So my real name's Roberta. FYI, I fucking hate it. My name and middle name are the first, and they're the 2 middle names of my grandmothers. So my first name is my dad's mom's middle name, and my middle name is my mom's middle name. So the only other person, and no offense to anybody, but the only other people I've ever met with the name Roberta are 20 to 30 years older than me. So it really sucks. My sister's name is Samantha. Oh, Mom, why did you name her Samantha? Oh, because we liked it. Seriously, like, I can't stand my name. A lot of people say my name fits me, and Bobby probably does fit me now, because you kind of grow into your name. But I do not like my name. But that's where it came from. I'm really lucky because my dad's mom was friends with another person who was a lot younger than her, and she said, if I have a daughter, I'm gonna name her after you. And she got pregnant and had her daughter 2 years before my dad had me. Thank God, otherwise my name would have been Sylvia. Just saying. So, like, Bobby's not half bad. Like, it could be a lot worse, I suppose. I could be named Apple. Or, you know, King or Queen or some other ridiculous celebrity name. So I guess it could be a lot worse. But that's why with my own children, they are not named after any family members. They have normal first and middle names. So if they hate their first name, their middle name is very normal. That they could go by that if they like. So because I dislike my name so much, and because of how old it is, and I mean no disrespect to my grandmothers, but that was a very long explanation. My name is kind of a soft spot, or a sore spot for me. Number 11, what was your childhood bedroom like? Oh, my childhood bedroom, like when I was really, really young, or like teenage bedroom? Because they're both. So my childhood bedroom, when it was me and my sister sharing a room, my whole bed was all Batman. I have an unhealthy obsession with the 60s Batman TV show. Adam West is the only Batman for me. If you've watched any of my videos where I'm on my bed, which I'm not today because it is cloudy and rainy and stormy outside, so this is the only way I'm going to get any kind of light. I have my sister-in-law actually found on eBay, and you can see it in the back of some of the videos where I'm on the bed. But it's an Adam West as Batman piggy bank, and it is the best thing ever, and I treasure it. But everything was Batman when we were really, really little. When I got my own room, became a teenager, my dad had actually, because he built his own shop on the property. So what used to be the garage, he just built another bedroom out. So it went into what used to be the garage. And he actually used textured paint to like make these swirls on my bedroom wall. And up in the corner of the bedroom wall, he actually wrote Bobby in the top corner in the swirls. It's really cool. So he did that. So that was there. But then as I moved in there, then I was covered in posters. So posters on my wall, Harry Potter, a lot of band posters. I had the Backstreet Boys. I had Pirates of the Caribbean poster, the first one. I had prints that I bought online of scenes from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I had a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer poster. I had tons of South Park stuff on my wall. I was really big on cutting out things from magazines or taking covers off of magazines of artists or actresses or actors that I liked, so those were everywhere. Like, I had Sarah Michelle Gellar probably everywhere that I could in my room. Same with David Boreanaz. Anybody from Buffy was pretty much all over my room. I did have some Dawson's Creek stuff up as well because I did love that show as a teenager. So it was a very teenagery band-focused room. Where my desk was, which was into the wall, there was like there was a little wall that popped out and the desk went into the wall. On one side there was Linkin Park and the other side was Limp Bizkit, so it was very bands and actors and actresses of my favorite shows. I actually had a huge poster made up from a negative from a trip when I was 12 or 13. I went with my best friend to Disneyland, and it was Star Wars days, and my friend was super obsessed with Star Wars. So we actually got our picture with Chewbacca, and we had it blown, I had it blown up to poster size, so that hung in my room as well. But yeah, my room was very typical for a kid. Band posters, TV posters, all that kind of stuff everywhere. Back where it was super hard to find them because the internet was in its infancy and you really had to dig to find that stuff. Okay guys, sorry, my camera died in the middle of me answering the last question, or the next question, I guess. Either way, my camera died, so while it was charging, I took a shower, so that's why the hair changed a little bit. So anyways, let's get back to it. So number 12 is, what was your favorite teacher growing up? I had a couple of those. Mr. Sayre in elementary school, he taught 5th and 6th grade, so I had him for 5th grade, and then when I went into 6th grade, he moved to the class. I was bullied a lot in elementary school, especially 3rd grade through 6th, and in 5th and 6th grade, none of my friends were in my class. All of my friends were in the other class. So because of that, I was bullied even worse. All of my tormentors were in my class with me. And he was very kind. He recognized what was happening. And so he was kind of protective of me in a way without being creepy or, you know, stepping over any lines or anything like that. But he always made sure that, you know, to put a stop to it when they would do it and stuff like that. And I really appreciate him for that. I still see him around now and again. My 3rd and 4th grade teacher I really enjoyed as well. But not until high school. English, of course, was my favorite class. Like, my senior year, I did not take senior English. Instead, I took Shakespeare. But with my English teacher, Mrs. Clark, who I had 10th, 11th, and 12th, because 9th grade I had another teacher. But I had her for 10th, and I made sure I had her every year. She was my absolute favorite. The way she talked about literature and stuff like that was just really awesome. She was always really open to discussion, and she really wanted us to discuss things like in depth, and nothing was off limits, and I really loved her for that. Number 13 is, what language do you wish you spoke fluently? Spanish. Who else? Like, I didn't take any foreign language in high school. I'm a band geek, so I was in band, and that took up all my electives. Like, there was nothing, you had one elective each quarter, it was always band, so I never got to take anything else. So Spanish definitely, because there's tons of Spanish speaking people all over the country, so Spanish would be nice to learn, but that's kind of boring. Like, if it would be some like not wacky language, but some language that a lot of people don't speak. Maybe Italian, because it's somewhat like Spanish, but I like the way it sounds. And I think German would be fun just because it sounds so angry. It's just such an angry sounding language. Like, when it's spoken, it just sounds like somebody's really pissed off even when they're not. Number 14 is, talk about your most recent failure. What did you learn? I lead a very boring life. My life is very basic. Like, I go to work, come home, I read, I watch YouTube, I film YouTube videos, I take care of my kids. Like, I don't know, I guess I fail at having a social life. But I haven't really had any recent failures. I mean, that's kind of an odd question, don't you think? Number 15, if you could learn a new skill, what would it be? That's a good question. I don't know. Like, maybe how to cook. I married a chef for a reason. I don't cook at all. Maybe to sew a little bit, but we don't really need that much either. Or working on cars would be handy, so you don't have to pay, like, high mechanic bills. That would be something good to learn. Number 16, what has been your favorite thing about 2018? I joined BookTube. I guess that'd be my favorite thing. I mean, I'm kind of late to the party. I joined in August, but I think that would be my favorite thing. Again, I lead a very boring life. Nothing really exciting happens in my life, so there was nothing really exciting that happened this year. joining BookTube is probably the most fun thing I've done this year, or something that has really brought me joy. So I guess we'll go with that. Number 17, what does success look like to you? In what sense? Because success can be defined in so many different ways. Like, in what sense? Like, to me, I guess success is like a whole would be like, you know, having a decent job, owning your own house, you know, like just, it may sound boring, but like doing like the everyday thing to where you're happy, but you've got your shit together. I think that is how I would define success. Having your shit together. Number 18, what is your favorite thing about winter? What isn't my favorite thing about winter? First of all, it's not hot. So there's that, because I am not good in the heat. I can't stand the heat. I get overheated very, very easily. I will never live in a hot state like Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, probably not even California. I need change of seasons. I need there to be a summer, fall, winter, spring. Like, there has to be a change of seasons. If it doesn't go from, you know, semi-hot in the summer to, you know, windy and rainy and cloudy in the fall to, you know, really cold in the winter, snow is optional for me. And then going into the spring where, like, it starts to warm up, but it's still a little rainy here and there. Like, I need change of seasons. Like, I can't have where it's 80 degrees all year round or, you know, 20 degrees all year round. There has to be change of seasons. So, you know, with winter, I kind of went off on a tangent. But I like the cold of winter, like, where everything's kind of dying, like, right before spring, where everything, you know, all the trees and flowers come back to life, all that stuff. I don't know, like, I just like that transition, I guess, like the start of a new year. Snow is really optional. I like snow if I don't have to drive in it and I can sit in my house and watch it. Because I live in Washington State. Snow is pretty rare here unless you go up into our mountains. I mean, there's snow in the mountains every year. And there are people who do go up there all the time to ski and snowboard and all that jazz. And they're used to it. But down and no. And where I live, we used to have like 2 or 3 snowplows, and the occasion we did get snow. But was it 3 years ago? 3 years ago, 4 years ago? They decided to get rid of them because we don't get snow that often. Stupid dumbasses. Like, literally that winter, we got, what was it, a foot of snow, and then it melted a little bit, then it froze, and then snowed some more. So, I mean, it was just sheets of ice on top of sheets of ice on top of more snow. It was terrible. And we had no plows because they'd sold them all. Because they are geniuses. So, you know, and most people around here in my state do not know how to drive in the snow because it's so rare that they just do not know how to drive. It's terrible. So I could give or take with the snow. But yeah, the winter, it's cold. I like the cold. I like that it gets dark earlier, and because I work midnight and early in the morning, so like my shifts are super early, that I like it that it gets dark at 4:30 or 5 because then I can go to bed. It's absolute garbage that it stays light out in the summer till 11 o'clock at night. Who needs that shit? When you have to work at 2 in the morning and you can't really go to bed, like, I do have blackout curtains, but still, like, unnecessary. Question 19 is, what are your goals for 2019? Stay alive. That should be on everybody's list. Read more. I beat my Goodreads goal this year. I'd like to get it a little higher. You know, maybe take it a step further next year. Other than that, I don't really have any goals. Just keep on trucking, make sure my kids are still alive, you know, feed them, clothe them, house them, you know, the basics, go to work every day. I'm a very easy, basic person. Question 20, what is something that terrifies you? My children dying before me. That terrifies the fuck out of me. That is some pain that I never want to experience. What else terrifies me? Spiders. Fucking hate spiders. They are the devil. I know they're good for the environment and they kill bugs and shit, but they do not need to be in my house. They're not going to catch bugs in my house. They can catch them fucking outside. Number 21. Talk about 3 strengths that you possess. I'm loyal to a fault. Loyal and fiercely protective of those around me. I'm witty. I guess that could be considered a strength. I like to make people laugh. I'm not usually, I can't do it like on command like a comedian would, but like I'm really good with the one-liners and it's situation dependent. But that's kind of a strength that I have. I always hate these questions. I guess I'm a really good listener. I've been told by multiple friends and family members that I should have gone to school to be a therapist or a psychologist, because people just gravitate towards me to tell me their whole life stories and all their world problems and expect me to fix it or help them. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's just something in my approach or my aura. I don't know. But people always feel the need to talk to me, and I, try to help them or give advice or do something. So I've always been told, you should have been a psychologist or whatever. So I guess being a good listener is my third strength. Number 22, what is the one thing you want to overcome or conquer? Can I pass on this one? Number 23 is, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? Does flying count? That's a superpower, I guess. If I knew I could not fail something I would go back to school to be a nurse like I originally wanted to do. I was dumb and I decided to take a year off in between. Did my first year of prereqs in college, decided to take a year off, met my husband, and that was the end of that story. 24 is favorite holiday dessert. My mom's peanut butter fudge is the shit. Love that. Speaking of, I should text her and ask her to make me some. But my mom's peanut butter fudge is probably my favorite holiday dessert. She only makes it around this time of year. I also love pumpkin cheesecake. It is delicious. It is amazeballs. Other than that, and those chocolate peanut butter balls that people make, where it's just a big hunk of peanut butter. Oh, it's covered in oh my god. Those are amazing. And they don't taste like a Reese's or anything like that. They taste better. Oh, those are the shit. I love those. Okay, guys, that's it. That is my little question and answer thing, Vlogmas, whatever. I just thought it would be something fun to do, kind of a get to know me type deal. I liked some of the questions. Some of the other ones were kind of job interview like. But I will link the Dallas vlogs down below, their Twitter. That's where I got this from after watching Sam's video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.